Thanks for joining us, everybody. We're live here from the KFVS Digital News Desk. Sydney Waters here with us today from the Better Business Bureau. She's Regional Director there. Sydney, how are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
Doing fine, doing fine.
Good. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. So as far as seasons, for folks that are looking to go to concerts, looking to get out to concerts this time of year, I guess any time of year really. There's always that counterfeit to your concern, right? That somebody's out to get you with something that's not real. But where do we start with trying to protect people from that? What do they need to do first of all?
Well, first of all, I mean, with any show or concert festival that you go to, the safest option is always going to be to purchase directly from that venue. The good news is many venues do offer resale options now, so you can get a little bit better of a price from a secure vendor.
Yeah, and I know that as well that with the BBB and having that reputation of having a good reputation with the BBB is also one way that people can check them out and make sure that they're good to go.
Absolutely. So if you can't purchase a ticket from the venue, the next best option is going to be to use one of those reputable sales vendors. So the best way to make sure it's a safe seller is you can go to bbb.org and you can look at their business profile. You can look at customer complaints and reviews and see if they're accredited. And then another really great tool that you can use is you can see if they're a member of the National Association of Ticket Brokers. And they actually offer a 200% guarantee. So if you purchase a ticket from them and it's not valid, they'll double back your purchase price for you.
That's great.
Yes.
And for folks that may be buying resale, there are vendors like Live Nation, Ticket Master, all of them that have safeguards in place about that, right? About making sure that those are good to go.
Yeah, that's a really neat feature. So if you do use one of the bigger companies like Live Nation, they have the ability on the resale tickets to invalidate the original barcode on your ticket and administer a new barcode. And what that does is that makes sure you are the only one that's able to use that ticket. So when you show up, your ticket's real and it'll work.
All right. Yeah, absolutely. That's always a good thing. It's,
Yes.
that
Yes.
last minute scare of not being able to make it work. Yes.
Right.
And folks can compare prices on those resales. Make sure that they've got the best price, not just making sure that it's the real thing, but also having options to make sure that this is the best buy.
Absolutely. And, we want you to compare prices. We just want you to do it safely. And the best way is to really avoid those junk fees.
Sure.
And the way you can do that is navigate all the way to the checkout and really see what the breakdown of fees are that you're paying for.
Yeah. And some of those other things, policies that are always good to check before you buy. Anything to note there as far as just to be sure that you know what you get yourself into?
Yes, that's a very great point. So before you purchase, I would look at the resale, return, and transfer policies.
Yeah.
If they're not there, that's a big red flag as
Sure.
well.
And I know as well that it is something where you can use a credit card, something like that, in order to have that extra layer of protection, right?
Yes, a credit card is always going to be your safest bet. Then if, the tickets do end up being invalid, you have a chance of getting your money back. Whereas if you use a debit card or cash, there's usually no chance that you'll ever see that money again. And another great thing to do is if you're going to be purchasing with a credit card, make sure that they have a secure payment method. So you can look at the top of your browser at the URL, and there should be an HTTPS for secure and a little lock, and that'll make sure your payment is secure.
All right, absolutely. Anything else today to mention before we wrap up?
If you have second thoughts about your tickets or your concerns, just show up to the venue in person before the show, and they can validate your tickets at will call, or you can call customer service is always another great option.
Sure. All right, Sydney Waters with the Better Business Bureau. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank
Appreciate your
you.
time. And to our audience as well, thank you all for tuning in. Stay safe out there, of course, as always. And we appreciate you tuning in. Turning it back over to Local News Live. Stick around. More just around the corner.